In-depth analysis of the Cain and Abel narrative, expert insights. Welcome to this in-depth exploration of the Cain and Abel narrative from the book of Genesis. Today, we delve into this ancient text through a lens of profound insight. We aim to glean advanced lessons applicable to our modern context while considering the intricacies of language, historical context, and theological implications. Let's embark on this journey through Genesis 4:1-15. The narrative begins within the stark transition from the Garden of Eden to a world marred by the consequences of disobedience. Adam and Eve, now east of Eden, grapple with their newfound reality. Here they have two sons, Cain, the elder, whose name implies to procure, and Abel, whose name signifies transitory or meaningless. These names encapsulate the stark contrast in their perceived roles and destinies. The names invite discussion on Eve's expectations for her sons, reflecting societal norms and theological hope within the early Genesis context. Cain, a tiller of the ground, and Abel, a keeper of sheep, each bring offerings to Yahweh. Cain's fruits of the soil and Abel's offering of the firstborn from his flock highlight differing paradigms in the ancient economy and ritual practice. Yahweh's explicit favor of Abel's sacrifice over Cain's touches upon the perennial debate regarding acceptable worship. This section warrants examination of ancient Near Eastern sacrificial practices and their symbolic meanings, offering a nuanced view of divine preference informed by scripture and extra-biblical sources. The text implies an earlier revelation of sacrificial requirements, suggested by God's corrective admonition to Cain. The text shifts to a dramatic sequence wherein Cain's anger and jealousy culminate in fratricide. The decision to murder Abel speaks volumes about the uncontrollable nature of unchecked sin. The Septuagint's additional text provides a narrative expansion, capturing Cain's descent into moral turpitude. Cain's response to God's query, "Am I my brother's keeper?" is laden with theological and ethical implications about responsibility and the inherent connectedness of humanity. This scene is pivotal in demonstrating the consequences of ignoring divine admonition, illuminating broader moral and spiritual failure. This ancient narrative illuminates key theological themes. Sin, depicted as crouching at Cain's door, is anthropomorphically portrayed, illustrating its pervasive, predatory nature. The Hebrew term for crouching likens sin to a demon lying in ambush, a literary device using metaphor to convey urgency in moral vigilance. The contrast in the offerings stresses the principle of wholehearted devotion versus perfunctory duty. Abel's offering aligns with the concept of innocent blood as atonement, foreshadowing later sacrificial systems and messianic prophecy. This invites complex discussions around the interplay of faith, works, and grace, prevalent in both ancient doctrine and modern theological discourse. Following the tragic slaying, Cain is marked by divine protection, a paradoxical symbol of justice mingled with grace. This enigmatic mark has been the subject of extensive scholarly debate. The mark serves as a divine injunction against vigilante justice, illustrating a proto-concept of sanctuary or divine asylum. Here, we perceive a nascent understanding of grace that transcends mere penal retribution, an insight crucial for comprehending the developmental arc of Judeo-Christian soteriology. Even amidst divine judgment, God's mark signifies continued covenantal relationship, prefiguring concepts of unmerited favor. The tale of Cain and Abel endures as a mirror reflecting human behavior across epochs. This enduring narrative addresses issues of jealousy, moral responsibility, and relational ethics. Its exploration promotes reflection on the perennial human condition, an innate wrestle with sin and the need for redemption. Sin's captivity and escape intricacies, illuminated by Cain's actions, resonate to this day, challenging us to survey our motives and responses through a lens of ethical monotheism. In summation, the account of Cain and Abel offers timeless insights into the nature of sin, grace, and divine instruction. It is a narrative that challenges and inspires, urging critical engagement with its lessons. I invite you to study this text deeper, share your interpretations in the comments, and consider how these ancient truths continue to speak into our complex world. Don't forget to subscribe for more scholarly analysis of biblical texts. Thank you for joining this exploration. Dive deeper into biblical stories by watching our recommended videos and exploring more content that broadens your understanding of sacred scriptures. Stay curious and see you in the next video.